On this week's episode of the Books, Booze, and BS podcast, we discuss Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. We also discuss New Year's resolutions and unresolutions and trends that need to die in 2026. Happy listening. Welcome to Season 2 of the Books, Booze, and BS podcast. I'm your host, Mike Jakubowski, and tonight we are joined by Sarah, Karina, and Katie. Say hello, everyone.
Hey. Hello.
Very excited for Season 2 to be kicking off tonight. Let's start with what's everyone drinking on what could be for some people a dry January. It's not for me. I'm drinking a boozy hot chocolate. Karina?
I am drinking a red wine. I am not doing dry January. It is from a local vineyard. I think the last time I was on, it was from the same winery, Priam out in Colchester. It's just a nice red. All their old reds are back, so I'm excited.
I don't think I've ever been to Priam.
You should go. Now I'm going to tell you to go because all the wines that I love are back. So,
do they often rotate them out?
Well, I think what had happened when they sold the winery like 3 or 4 years ago. So the new owners introduced, new bottles, I guess. But they also some of I guess I want to say whatever 2023, I guess it was a bad year for grapes. So a lot of the their popular ones were just, you had to wait a year or two for the yield to come back. So something like that. Yeah. But it's good. So I would definitely go. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking. I'm usually drinking a red of some type.
Katie?
So I'm drinking my usual. It's vodka and water with a little bit of tea in it. I'm pretty consistent. I don't venture out very far, but it's yummy.
Well, you do have your falling off the back of the truck vodka, right?
Oh yes, I'll pick that up tomorrow from my good friend who gets cheap deals on booze.
Nice.
Very mysterious.
Nice. I like that.
And Sarah, last one. What are you drinking?
I am, for the first time ever, I'm having a hot toddy, and I did it with Earl Grey tea and bourbon.
And how is it?
It's a little strong, but that might have been my fault. But I think I like it. I'm not a big fan of hot alcoholic drinks. And so this came out of the fact that Mike said that he was having boozy hot chocolate, and then I realized I had no hot chocolate in my house. And so decided to go the tea route.
Since you don't like hot, boozy beverages, I'm going to have to make some blue wine for you inspired from the Christmas market trip. So you can try some hot wine.
It's hot wine?
It's hot wine.
I don't know about that.
It's good.
I'll try it. I'll try anything.
Speaking of good, did anyone try the treat of the week?
Yes.
And?
I had it for breakfast this morning.
No.
I did. But I had to make a couple modifications. One, I did not have Big Y, didn't have hash browns.
Oh.
So I just use, I know that was already strange. So I just use the called crown style tater tots. So I kind of just use that as a base. Potato is a potato. And then I just didn't have bacon because I didn't feel like cooking it, and I will refuse to use bacon bits. So, but it was very good. And I shred my cheese. I don't like the packet shredded cheese. It's just a preference. So I did shred my cheddar cheese, and it does make a difference taste wise.
I know it's better for melting when you shred it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyone else try it?
Yeah, I tried it too. I cheated though. I used McDonald's hash browns because those are my favorite.
Nice.
Oh my God, I love that.
But this recipe was right up my alley. It is well within my skill set, and I love the pick, and it was delicious because potatoes are my favorite, and I'll eat a potato anyway, especially if it has bacon and sour cream and all that goodness.
I went pretty standard with the recipe. The only deviation I did, instead of sour cream, I did French onion dip.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
And it was part of my dinner tonight. So I did it in preparation for this evening's recording.
Yum.
Sarah, I'm assuming you did not.
I did not do it, but I think you also didn't tell the audience what it actually was.
Oh, good point. So this season, we're going to switch back and forth between savory items and dessert like baked treats. So this week was loaded hash brown patties. So I think the recipe called for hash brown patties topped with sour cream, bacon, scallions, and cheddar cheese.
And I
I didn't put
sadly didn't make it. I'm kind of jealous now that you guys are all listing it. It just wasn't. We had plans and things, and I
stuff.
never got to it and stuff.
Make
I
it
will-
for breakfast tomorrow.
Right now, though, with the McDonald's hash brown sheet, I'm like, okay, maybe that could work.
There's
Yeah.
one so close to your house.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
know.
the other deviation I did from the recipe, I didn't use scallions just because I had the French onion dip. So I just didn't want to overkill it. That in the store today didn't have scallions.
Weird.
What's with these stores?
It happens more often than you think, though, because a lot of recipes that I make, it's the chives or the garnishment, and it's hit or miss.
And sometimes like they're not in great shape at the store.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! In this economy, they're terrible.
Cost of $8,000, already wilting.
Yes.
And what was the best thing everyone ate this past week? Katie.
So I don't think this is technically like the best thing I ate, but I will say on New Year's Day, I went down to my dad's and my sister-in-law made the traditional like black eyed peas and cabbage and greens. And I hadn't done that in a really long time, which is sad, but I did have that traditional New Year's Day meal for luck and money and all that stuff. So I'll let y'all know if it makes a difference this year, but I will say that's the best thing I ever ate. My mom was a very big advocate of following that rule. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but
Nope.
you also should put cabbage above your doors to bring money into your home. So, like, I grew up in a house where there was always a cabbage leaf pinned above my door. So that way money would come into that home. But yeah, that I will say that's the best thing I ate.
Karina?
I went to Max's Oyster Bar last week for brunch, and I had crab cakes Benedict, and that was very delicious. And also like a dozen oysters for myself, but that's neither here nor there. Very fresh, very good.
That sounds so much better than my meal.
Sarah.
So the hosts of our New Year's Eve party gave us so much good food. Mike and Brendan. They made these amazing homemade nachos that like we're still thinking about, but the spinach artichoke dip, I like really need more of that. I don't know why it just tasted amazing this time. It always does, but you did something extra to it.
Ooh, that wasn't us. That was Natalie.
Oh, well then that was really good. And then your cheese board, and what were those little circle things?
It's a little circle thing.
The like not pretzels, but the things that
Oh, cacio e pepe crackers.
yeah, those things were like I think I ate most of them.
I
But
think those came from one of our last trips in Europe. That actually may have come from Italy.
they were really good. So yeah, basically everything that I ingested New Year's Eve, which I ate so much that I wasn't hungover the next day, which was amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
My best bite probably is going to be the steak I had Saturday night. I went to Notch 8 Grill in Northampton, got a blue cheese crusted steak. Delightful. And like their mashed potatoes are like super smooth and not like a little more, I won't want to say liquidy, but like they're not as solid as a regular mashed potato, but super tasty. All right. Well, let's jump into Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony. Ooh, is it Doerr?
Don't
I think
ask us.
I think it's Doerr. That's at least how I recall the audiobook pronouncing it.
Good thing we checked on that before the call. So let's go do our round table. Did you enjoy it? What didn't you like about it? Any like favorite sections, passages, quotes. We will start with Sarah because I know she has like 16 pages of notes.
do, and I'll try not to go too much into it, but I was so worried about forgetting what was happening and then being able to talk about it later. So I did take too many notes. But my first impression was, wow, this is a really big book because it's over 600 pages around the holidays to read, but it was worth it, in my opinion. I am always amazed when a book like this has so many storylines that come together, like with all the themes and the characters and their different timelines, and they just all come together. However, I feel like with that, you tend to like certain characters and certain storylines more than others. And I definitely felt that way, where I was speeding through one character because I wanted to get back to another character. So that is always like a little bit, I think, troublesome when it comes to, all the storylines. But I really liked the balance of the sadness and despair in the world with the hope aspect. I'm anyone who knows me, I'm a big optimist, even if I shouldn't be. And I believe in hope and all that good stuff. So I did like that, the world was ending, but the kids found hope. And then I loved all the curiosity in all the characters. The fact that Omir had his oxen named Tree and Moonlight, and he was just so in love with these animals. And then Seymour had his owl called Trusty Friend, and Constance was intrigued by ants, which I love ants. So I immediately was like, ooh, Constance is my favorite. And Zeno just got dog after dog. Like, there was just something about the fact that all these characters really were attracted to, animals or the innocent or whatever, that I liked that part of the story throughout. I also, the character Sharif in the library, I really want his shirt that says, I like big books. I immediately laughed out loud with that one. And, we didn't do the disclaimer, but spoiler alerts coming up. I hated it when in Constance's storyline, you found out that someone dies in a different storyline, but I still didn't say the name. And yeah, and then there's a few quotes. Because I know Mike likes his quotes. So I liked it so in one of the storylines, there's a bunch of little kids putting on a play and they hear gunshots. And they were told before they started putting on their dress rehearsal, their play, to keep on playing no matter what they hear and what happens, just keep on doing your lines. And so the end of the chapter ended with one of the little girls asks, so should we keep the story going? And then it switches to a different storyline. I thought that was just brilliant writing. And then another one that I had was, flipping through pages. Later on, sometimes the things we think are lost are only hidden, waiting to be rediscovered. Thought that was a nice little quote. And then last one I'll share is, again, the kids, they kind of decide on the story that weaves the whole book together. They decided that Aethon goes home at the end, and that the world as it is enough. And it's written in kids' handwriting alongside all of this Greek translation. I don't know. Again, clearly on those quotes, it's obvious that I like hope. And even though there's a lot of sad in this book, I did like that part. So yeah, I think those are all my thoughts for now.
Katie?
Yeah, so very similarly, I took a lot of notes on this book too. I'll be honest, like, as someone who does tend to lean to audiobooks, I was really nervous about this. So I read it a few weeks ago and I took a lot of notes, and then I plan to reread it again, but I just had other things like other books and TV shows. I was on PTO, so I was just living my best life binging TV shows, but I did re-listen to the end of it today just to make sure I felt comfortable with all my notes after I reread them. But I have a lot to say, and I have a lot of quotes. So, Mike, I hope you like that. But
Can I ask one thing before
yeah,
you jump in?
sure.
Was part of your TV show binging Heated Rivalry?
No, because I'm going to read the books before I watch it. That's next. I did binge the Nobody Wants This. I don't know if you guys have watched that, but it was really good. It's so cute. But anyway, back to the book, the main topic here. My main note was at the end, I said, this book has everything. It has like a little bit of historical fiction. Well, a lot. It has some sci fi with the future settings. It has LGBTQ themes. It addresses a lot of social issues, war, mentally handicapped situations, disfigurement. And I put in big letters animals everywhere, just like you said, Sarah. Criminal rehabilitation, gentrification, big business, power, greed, racism, sexism, classism. I thought it really covered pretty much every big topic that you could cover. I was really afraid I wasn't going to like this book. And I think I even texted you, Mike, when I was done. And I was like, holy garbanzo beans. Like, I was so nervous about not liking the book. I think I even said, I don't know why I volunteered for this book. It's not something that's in my wheelhouse, but I ended up loving it. I thought it was just really well written. I hadn't read anything by him before, so this was like my first chance to experience like how he writes and things like that. So I thought it was really good. I'll go into some of my quotes. The very first one I wrote down, it's kind of long, but it's Seymour when he was like in class, and it just cracked me up. It said, every day Patty Goss Simpson brings 4 fish sticks to school in her Titan deep freeze lunchbox, and every day at 11:52 a.m., because the cafeteria is being remodeled, Patty puts her terrible fish sticks in the terrible microwave at the back of Mr. Bates' room and presses the terrible BB buttons, and the smell that pours out feels to Seymour like he's being pressed face first into a swamp. I just love that. I said, this is so descriptive, and knowing Seymour's struggles, it felt like a sentence that would just describe how his brain works so perfectly. I just thought it was great. Another quote that I loved, it was Bunny to Seymour, Bunny being Seymour's mom. And she said, sometimes, kid, we all need a little help shoveling the shit. I said, isn't that the truth? I mean, in life. Another one that I really liked, it said, forgetting. This was at the end. This was Omer after, spoiler alert, Anna dies. And he said, forgetting he is learning is how the world heals itself. That really, I thought, was just a very powerful statement. And then I'll end with these last two. One that I liked at the very end of the book when Anna was learning Omir's language. One of the quotes was, to get into trouble is the way into the onions. I really thought that was just a very clever statement. And then the last one, and this was Omer, his primary companions are 3 laying hens, a large black dog who frightens people but at heart is harmless, and Clover, a 20-year-old donkey with breath like a graveyard and chronic gas but a sweet temperament. I love the writing. Like I said, this was my first chance to read him, and I thought he wrote those quotes like very well. And I have like 13 other ones, but I won't waste the time.
Anything else?
I will say that after I read this book, I thought a lot about like the power of preserving original text. And to me, that's something that I think is very important in like this day and age as we face a lot of the things that go on in the world. And I think like one of the biggest things, just to put this out here, is one of the biggest books that everybody follows, or at least the majority of people, has been rewritten a bunch of times talking about the Bible. And I think this book shows like why getting to the original text is so important. And I loved how they put so much focus on that as like the main theme. Without preserving original text, we can really change humanity or change the future or the past or rewrite existence. And I think that's one of the reasons I really just loved it.
Yeah, and I loved the whole theme of, to that point, the librarians kind of guiding it through, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love how selfless, and I can't remember her name, was when she sent all of Zeno's documents to Seymour
Yeah.
so he could try to
Yeah,
right his
Marianne, I think,
wrongs.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that was like one of the librarian's codes was to expose, and I don't remember the right quote, but to give people access to information, basically.
Karina.
Well, I absolutely loved this book. You guys have definitely touched upon a lot of the stuff that, resonated with me. I always get kind of nervous when you have this many stories in different timelines because not every author can so beautifully, twine it together. And I was nervous. I'm like, all right, so there's gonna be a lot of plot holes. We're gonna miss, like, how are all these timelines going to work? And it was perfect. My favorite character was probably, it's hard because I want to say Seymour, mostly because he was a complicated yet, like, not, I don't want to say simple, but like what he wanted to achieve in this world was not complicated, right? He wanted to save the forest and to save the owls and to, save trusty friend. And his way of going about it was a bit terroristic, but his heart was in the right place. So, applause to him. But I really, you know, it was like those feelings that you have like when you're a kid, when you learn about conservation and, like, if you don't use these products, you can save the rainforest. If you, stop using aerosol cans, you save the ozone layer. And, like, we kind of all have that in us. And then just to see, like, even when you do all those things and your world is still being destroyed around you, you have this, like, desperate need to, like, to make some action. But I think what I really, you know, with Seymour, when he had the opportunity to, like, blow up the condos, like, around him with, like, the grenades of his grandfather that he found and, like, all those explosives, and he decided to not do it. He, whatever was, inside him, he stopped himself, and he didn't resort to this sort of violence. So when he was, holding these kids hostage and, he had this bomb and unfortunately, shot Sharif, he never, like, there was, like, something in him, like, innate in him that he knew this wasn't right and there could have been a better way. And I love that turnaround that we see with him with his rehabilitation. And one of the quotes that I have, because I don't have anything profound, but it was just really funny when he's meeting up, spoiler alert, with the families and the kids that he, held hostage that day. And one of the kids goes, "He doesn't look like a murderer." So one of Alex's sons. And Alex goes, "Be polite." And I was cracking up. I'm like, yeah, sounds all right. So I don't know. There's just something about Seymour. I you know, being like the most quote unquote evil of the characters. And I don't know that, that's not an apt description, but one of the people that I couldn't stand was Zeno's father's girlfriend. I don't know if they got married, Mrs.
Oh,
Royston.
Oh,
The way that she left that dog out in the cold and was like, that dog can't come in here, and it had to be out in the Idaho cold. I'm like, you know what? I hope she has a really crappy ending to her
she
life.
sure
And then she
did.
kind of did. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. I don't know what that says about me, but you know what? She was really mean to that dog. So
and she was
I
mean to
never
everyone.
and she was mean to everyone, but I'm like, what did the dog do to you? So your house smells like dog a little bit. Who cares? But yeah, so she was like probably my most hated character. But I just like it really is interesting, like how you said, Sarah, about, everyone had like these animals and they were, had some sort of like companion. I was really sad when Tree and Moonlight were worked to death. Like that was rough to read. But I really like at the end, like you said, with even though you told me the name, Omer. I'm sorry, but like in the end, is surrounding himself with animals again. So I thought that was like a nice ending that we got from him. And then, Constance with her ants, which I thought was kind of weird, but who am I to judge if all you have in your space orbital thing, quote unquote, is ants? So what are you gonna do? But I really liked the book. It was just such a pleasant read. So
My turn?
Yeah, but can we remember at the end? I did want to ask who everyone's favorite characters were,
yes.
and obviously Karina just said it, but we can do it at the end. Whoever.
Sorry.
No. No, don't say sorry. You reminded me that I wanted to ask what everyone else's favorites were.
Yeah, I don't have a ton different than what's been said already. I think Sarah had a good point before about with so many storylines, like you definitely start to pick favorites. And for me, the one I cared the least about was Omer's and Anna's. And it was I think it was almost like the bulk of the book was, I think, in that time. And so like every time I hit one of those chapters, I'm like, oh, come on, speed it up. I want to get back to either Seymour and Zeno's or Constance's stories. Just I found those more intriguing. Especially, I think I realized pretty early on that Constance wasn't in space. Like, I don't know, like, what it was that, like, I don't know if I've seen a movie or a TV show recently where something similar happened, or maybe read a book, but, like, it just kind of hit me early on. I was like, is she in space, though? But, again, spoiler alert, she's not in space.
I got so angry. I didn't see it coming at all. And I got so, like, I had, like, tears welling in my eyes because I was so mad for her.
Oh, and you mentioned
Okay.
this. I was so mad when she revealed that Zeno died before we knew that Zeno died.
It like broke my heart, but like you knew it was coming, but it still broke my heart before it broke my heart, you know?
Has everyone, now I won't give spoilers for this other book. I think everyone in this call's read Atmosphere.
No.
Read?
I've not read it.
Oh. Well,
Mm-mm.
without any spoilers, there is a character death and there's time jumps in it. And so like, you know, someone dies before it happens and it jumps you back in time.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of had like that similar thing. I was like, oh, so now we get to read it and find out what happened. Awesome.
Right. But I kind of liked that because it kept you on your toes as to what to expect because you couldn't expect anything. And I don't know, it was just really masterful. Is that a word?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
I have 3 quotes and they're very random. One was Seymour's introduction where it starts with, the backpack is an oversized dark green JanSport. I'm like, oh, didn't we all have JanSport backpacks at some point?
Yes.
And then it goes, and contains 2 Presto pressure cookers, each packed with roofing nails, ball bearings, igniter. I'm like, oh no, this went south very fast. The second one, it's Anna's running somewhere and Widow Theodora yells out, and don't run, your wombs will fall out. And I'm like, was that a concern back then? That running would make your wombs fall out? And then last one, it's Omer's sister, like referring to him and goes, but how will we ever find a wife with a face like his? I was like, don't we all know people like that?
Yes.
But those were the 3 quotes I had. And so favorite character, I'm going to say a tie between Seymour and Zeno. I will say that I was very devastated that Rex ended up with someone else. Like I was hoping I actually hoped he was with a woman versus what happened to Zeno. I feel it just made it hurt that much more.
Yeah, it kind of like rubbed it in Zeno's face, you know? I did also feel very bad.
You didn't join me in the barrel? Cool. Now you can't have me at all. How rude.
I mean, fair though. He wasn't there. I'd be holding a grudge too.
Yeah, it wasn't very easy to get, to find him, let alone get to London.
Yeah.
So do you think, can I ask a question about that whole relationship? Do you think that the reason Zeno felt more about Rex and wanted to find him and sought him out is because Rex had come from a place that was more accepting, and therefore the whole escape and disappearance and having to track him down when it doesn't appear that Rex ever tried to do the same? Like, do you think that is kind of what it was playing at?
I think so. I mean, I think for Rex, it was just, more than likely his whole life he was out and, it was accepted in his society a little more than in Idaho,
Yeah. Yeah, it made me feel really bad for Zeno. Yeah. Bless his heart. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say we're going to circle back to the favorite characters. I think we just have Katie and Sarah to go.
I think so.
So
My favorites were Zeno, because I love an old man, and I loved Constance because mainly because of the ants, which I'll now reveal. I've multiple times in my life had ant farms in my house, and I used to every night when I was a kid, I would go outside and feed the ants on our back patio. I was a weird kid that loved bugs, so Constance she was, and plus I liked her like the fact that she went against the norm just enough. Just, she used the atlas even though no one else did and things like that.
side note, there's also this terrible 1950s movie called Them. And it's about giant ants attacking a town. And Sarah and I had to watch it in college. Not because college made us, but because we found out about the movie and then had to buy it at Target.
Yes, he knew my weirdness of ants, and so he's like, you have to watch this horror movie with me.
And then pretty much for like 2 months straight, like she was running around screaming them. Katie, favorite characters?
This is a tough one. I think if I had to just pick one, it would be Zeno. Just because I liked how much we got of him from the beginning about like his younger years and his older his older years. But I'll also say one of the characters I really liked was Sybil, that voice with Constance. She was a big player, I think, in Constance's life, and it made Constance the character that she is because she was literally just defying an AI voice or whatever. So I liked Sybil too. I'll give her that.
Excellent.
Sybil reminded me though of from 2001 Space Odyssey. I forget the name of the AI in that, and I was like, oh no, I do not trust her. I'm like, I'm like, you could be also from the Disney Channel original movie Smart House. You could go crazy. I don't trust AI.
Yeah, we have a big push at work right now to use AI, and I try not to use it as much as possible. Just a personal preference.
Samesies, but those movies were trying to tell us something, you guys. Skynet, I think, is real.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Did you picture any actors for any of the characters, Karina?
This was hard for me, but I honestly, for Zeno, he was probably the easiest for me to come up with, and that would be Sir Anthony Hopkins. Not the younger Zeno. If we're gonna do that, I probably would pick like a Jude Law or someone of like that build, like a Jude Law, a la like the talented Mr. Ripley, like that. That's how I'm picturing my Zeno for like a younger and then an older version. But no, I had like a hard time. Like Constance, I was thinking like everyone I'm thinking of is like an older, actress. But I did just finish watching Stranger Things, so I feel like
Holly's
either Maya
character?
Hawke.
Oh,
Yeah, either Maya Hawke or Sadie Sink, I think would be maybe more Sadie Sink because she's a little bit younger than Maya Hawke, but like one of those two would be a pretty good Constance, and they're pretty, good actresses. So those would be like the two. But everyone else, I was like, I don't know. Like I feel so old now picking actors and actresses. I don't know, Timothy Chalamet for Seymour. I don't know, give him something crazy to do.
Katie?
Yeah, so I really tried hard to find a character for everyone, and I think my very first one for Zeno, I think I missed something. I thought they described him as like having a darker complexion, so I just assumed that he was African American. So I picked, and this is the older Zeno. I picked Forrest Whitaker. I thought in his older years he was very Forrest Whitaker, but maybe I misread or mislistened to the description of him.
I was thinking like Italian.
Yeah, Greek.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I mean, it works still.
for sure. And then, funny Mike, for Constance, I had Nell Fisher, which was Holly Wheeler on Stranger Things. But of course, we all just probably finished watching that series, so it was
Yep.
fresh in the mind. For Omira and Anna, I did the younger version of them, not the older version. For Omira, I picked Brecken Merrill. He was Tate in Yellowstone. And for Anna, Alicia Weir, she was in Matilda the musical, and she was Abigail in that movie, Abigail.
That's a
Um,
movie.
yeah. And then for Seymour, I actually thought of Timothy Chalamet as well, but I picked, and I'm going to probably butcher the last name, but Jacob, I think it's Elordi. He was in The Kissing Booth, which love that trilogy there. But he also was the creature in Frankenstein, which is a movie I watched recently that I just loved that scary creature character. And I was really surprised when I realized it was him. So I have a feeling he could play that character really well. And then I picked that character for Athon, and I picked Tom Hardy. I thought he would be perfect for that.
I like Tom Hardy.
Same.
Who we have? Sarah?
Yeah. And I'm not very good at this, like usual. I did often, at first for Zeno, I just kept on picturing the character from Up, but then I was like, oh, that's not him at all.
You want Ed Asner? I mean, he's dead.
That's true.
I love Ed Asner.
But then
I love him.
I kind of decided like a Sam Elliott type of person where, he's just lovable and I don't know. But I'm not very good at it. And then Constance, I went with a younger Elle Fanning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know she's young, but she needs to be a little bit younger. But that's as far as I got. Sorry.
I mean, I did worse. Like I said, I was reading this very last minute, and I think Stranger Things was fresh in my mind. So Mel Fisher, the actress that plays Holly, I had for Constance, and then I think I forgot what someone said for Jacob Elordi for Seymour. I pictured Seymour to be very awkward, and I went more like Jonathan from Stranger Things sort of look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
You're just casting all of Stranger Things for this.
Essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah, I probably could have done that too if we would just pick cast members from Stranger Things.
Will you read another book from the author, Sarah?
Absolutely. I love the way he writes. I love the way he weaves things in. One of my favorite books, I think of last year or the year before, was All the Light We Cannot See. And that book was just so amazing that while I liked this book, I liked it a little less than All the Light We Cannot See. Again, he does the storylines and they just all come together and even though this was a big book, I read it fairly quickly for how long it was. So, yes.
Karina.
Yes. So yeah, this is my second of his because I also read All the Light We Cannot See years ago. And I'm tired of World War II historical fiction. I'm tired of being sad and depressed when I read them. So I enjoyed this one more so than that, just because even this was also depressing. It was just a different
Depressing
time. Yeah, just a different time of depressing.
Yeah.
Because yeah. So, but yeah, his writing is beautiful, and I had already requested this from the library before I was asked to pick this book, and I was super excited. But yeah, for a book that's like over 600 pages, I read it very quickly, but then I do the whole let me read this other book really quick in between chapters. So I definitely would have finished it a lot quicker if I stopped trying to read like 3 other books at the same time.
Well, because everyone needs a physical book, an ebook, and an audiobook at the same time.
Yes.
Katie?
So, yes, the answer is yes, I will read more from him. I actually started All the Light We Cannot See almost immediately after I finished this book, but then I quickly realized I think I watched the movie, and then I was really bummed at myself for watching the movie before reading the book. And I'm about halfway through it, but I had to stop because I needed to read another book because I'm going to an author talk at one of our local bookstores where Lauren Connolly is going to be there. So I stopped to listen to P.S. I Hate You, which is also a really good book if anyone's looking for it's like a rom-com with a very sad undertone. But yes, I will finish all the Light We Can All See. Again, I agree. His writing was just so immaculate in this book, and I do understand the whole you read so much historical fiction, especially like World War II historical fiction and it does drown you. I'm a big fan of like sad girl reading. I love when a book makes me cry, but I think it's a little different when it's historical fiction because it's based on true stories. Unlike, say, like a Jeff Zentner who can just make me cry because he just writes a sad story.
Yeah, I think those two things are very different. And I as also read All the Light We Cannot See. I think 2 years ago, I did finish on an airplane. I was a hot mess in front of everyone on the plane. So that was wonderful.
Joyce.
Yeah. I have a habit of doing this. I finished Marley and Me on a plane.
Oh,
My Sister's
Oh my
Keeper
God.
on a plane. Like I pick rough books for some reason when flying. But I think because I love that book so much, I think I was slightly disappointed in this one, only because All the Light We Cannot See was such a great book.
hmm
But I will definitely read more from him. I don't think he has too many more books.
I don't think he has that many more either. Because, I mean, they're always pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with multiple storylines that you have to like spend the time to weave together.
The Friday book, it lists 5 things. So, 5.
Yes. There's 4 more that I haven't read of his. There's Memory Wall, 4 Seasons in Rome, About Grace, and The Shell Collector. So,
Hmm.
in addition to All the Light We Cannot See.
Oh, 2 of them are story collections, though.
Well, that could be a
Oh,
fast
well
read.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, you could read that on a plane.
What, 20 separate sad stories?
Yes.
They'll
Just cry
probably at
into your
least
champagne while you're reading these books and no one will notice.
And did we find the ending satisfying, Karina?
Yes and no. And everyone's ending was pretty satisfying. I think Constance for me, so we know, spoiler alert, she wasn't in space, but I kind of wish I knew a little bit more of how she just got out, like when she gets out, like how she's, now pregnant with her second kid and is living in Greenland. So I wish I had a little bit more of that, but that was probably my only, I'd say, complaint of this whole story was just her ending because it just felt there was such a time jump. I wish I just had a little bit more for her.
And I'll give mine next because I agree fully with that. And I think part of the reason why it bothered me is because all the images that were hidden on the atlas kind of made it seem like the world was like destroyed. But like it seems like the world's fine when she's outside of the
Yeah.
ship, for lack of better
I
words.
think just in Greenland, though.
Okay. It just seemed like there was a disconnect there where like I need a little more explanation. Like the epilogue could have done a little more. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Katie.
Yeah, so I did like the ending, but I also have a few things that I wish I had gotten more information about, like just like you said with the constant situation. But even with that whole situation, I would have liked to have known more about why the decision was made to lie to everybody and create this false narrative about their living environment. I know that it started before she was born, but I just would have liked to understand the thought process about going to that situation and making up that story and what they expected the outcome to be, I guess. So I would have liked a little more of that. I think also one of the things that stuck with me the whole time is the whole Anna and Maria situation where Maria took the fall for something that Anna did. I don't feel like that was ever resolved. It was like it happened and then Anna never talked about it again and again, I read this a couple weeks ago, so if I missed anything, y'all can just let me know. But I felt like there was some unresolved issues there that could have been played out a little bit more, considering we heard so much about Anna's life. And then I think one other thing I would have really liked, just because I think it would have been an interesting story to hear about how Rex actually escaped from the POW situation and just how that went down to kind of give me more insight into like why he chose to try to escape and how he actually pulled it off. I don't know. But overall, yes, I really did like the ending. The ending really just brought it all together for me and just that's when I immediately, like I said, text Mike and was like, "Oh, this book, it's so great. What a great ending." So yeah, overall I really did like it.
I'll piggyback on one thing you said. So about wanting to know more about the lead up of like how they like came to be on the ship. And I'm going to say this without spoilers because Sarah still needs to read this book because it was in her advent calendar this year. But something like Project Hail Mary, where like you get the current story, but then what got to the point of him, like where he is at the current moment in that book. And Katie, I know it's like your favorite book.
Oh my God, Sarah, read it. It's so good.
It'll be one of my next ones. I'm doing all my homework first. I'm excited for that one. And I'm just going to kind of ditto what you guys all just said. I absolutely loved the ending, but somehow just wanted a little bit more. And I think you guys just like put the icing on the cake with what things just needed a little tiny bit more, which is so crazy to say of a book that's 630 pages. But just the way he writes, I feel like you almost just want a little more.
What's 30 more pages?
Right. Which, probably some editor somewhere was like, we don't really need to know how Rex got out. He got out, No offense to the editors, but.
Some offense.
I was going to say, but definitely some offense.
All right. Moving on to the bullshit portion of the podcast. This week's first topic is trends that need to meet their end in 2026. So we'll start with some trends that need to go this year. And I'll kick it off. I have 3. Stanley Cups, following the MAGA cult blindly, and Gen Z attacking millennials. They love to do it on TikTok and Instagram, but guess what? We look younger than most of you do at this point, and that shouldn't be the fact since you're many years younger than us, so stay in your lane. Sarah.
So my disclaimer is I'm not on TikTok. I guess I pay attention to trends, but I don't. So I don't actually know what year these trends happen, but they're things that just kind of annoy me. If that works. QR codes very much need to go. Tapping your fingers and nails on things in videos.
Oh,
that needs to go.
Oh my God, I hate that.
And sorry if anyone enjoys this, but the gender reveal things and the ones that go wrong and, light fires to trees and those.
Well, I was going to say, Katie and I work in the insurance industry, and you know how many times we see wildfires that happen from gender reveal parties?
Yeah, just if you want gender reveal, like cut a cake. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to involve fireworks or fire or.
No. But in QR
and also,
codes,
honestly, don't care.
It's funny, QR codes for me, I'm a graphic designer, so all my clients want to use them everywhere, and there's all these analytics, and no one scans them. And so you have to put this big, ugly thing on a postcard, and they're just annoying.
They're becoming really popular on all our paperwork, too.
Yeah.
Let's just put a QR code.
Yep.
Karina?
Okay, I have 2. They might be a little... I'm not on TikTok, but I do see this a lot. So one, reaction videos. I'm tired of people posting these like reaction videos to people's videos while it's like playing in the background. I don't care. Like no one cares. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop doing that. It's annoying. It's unoriginal. No one cares. And then 2, when people beat like a meme to death. So if you're on like Twitter or not, or like Threads or whatever the social media thing is at the moment, it's like people just run with like the one joke. So like right now, it's a meme from Stranger Things, and it's like funny at first, and I think it's who I don't know, why can I not think of his name? But one of the characters, like he's like making like a scary, like there's like stuff going on in the background. He's like making like a face, and like now it's like the meme to like everything. This is how I look when I don't know, when, let's do a football term, when the Ravens blow the field goal kick or whatever, and then it's like the face, and it's like you can never just enjoy the joke. It always has to get beaten to death by every single person. Like, we've seen the same joke over and over again. Please, for the love of God, stop. Please I just want original content. That's what I need, original content. And then third is, again, probably very social media, but stop getting mad at, like, your friends if they're, like, looking at your content, but they're not, like, let's say liking it. Maybe your content isn't funny. are not that great. Okay? Like, your friendships are not based on your friends, like, liking every video you post or, like, every story. Like, it's okay. My mom doesn't do that, and I am okay with that. Maybe she doesn't think I'm funny anymore, but I'm not going to hold it against her. I mean, obviously support your friends, but, you can't,
Don't feel
like,
pressured.
people don't put pressure on people, be funny, be original, and you'll be okay. So,
Excellent. I like that you started with 2 and then moved on to a third.
yeah.
She got heated up.
I was like, you know what? Actually, you know what really grinds my gears?
You, Katie, what grinds your gears?
Well, I still don't think I did a very good job on this one with the trends that need to go. But the one thing I came up with, like, I love a wide leg pant, but I've been seeing a lot of wide leg pants in the like Jinko style. So for listeners that are under 30, this probably won't mean anything to you. But when we were in high school, Jinkos were a thing, and you could literally like put a 12-inch sub in your back pocket and stick like 30 cats up your pant legs because they were so wide. Really popular among skater people, which seems dangerous if you're
Yes.
skating with those wide
Yeah.
legs. But I've seen those and I'm like, I love 90s trends coming back. I really do, but not that one. So that's really the only one I said has to go.
So we'll have you kick it off. What was the most annoying trend of 2025?
Now I have a lot of those. So
Ooh,
I
there we
don't
go.
know if you would call this a trend, but the whole 6'7" thing.
That's the only
Like,
one I had written down, so I'm with you.
another one that really annoys me because I am on TikTok is book talkers who hold the book sideways and then ramble on relentlessly with useless information. And then at the very end, show the book for like 0.5 seconds where I have to like rewatch it and try to pause so I can see the name of the book. Like that really annoys me and it feels like rage bait, or at least for me. And then also really annoying trends. We kind of touched on this earlier. Things like dry January and no alcohol in November. I mean, I really support anyone who wants to take a break from booze. That is totally fine. But the fact that it's become trendy, it's like, why are you doing it? Like, are you doing it for attention or just because it's popular? Or do you really want to take this break? And I know that sounds really petty because, like I said, I support anybody who wants to take time from drinking. That's totally cool. But I don't know. It just got so cliche so quickly, I guess. As you guys probably assume, I do not partake.
I need to.
As it has no one on this call. I was at a brewery
Yeah.
on Saturday and they had a board of beers on draft and there was a separate board that said damp January and it was all like their like lower percentage beers. I'm like, I appreciate that.
I support that.
Yeah.
And this is not a trend. Sorry, last thing, but kind of on the same lines. I really love all of the options of like the non-alcoholic beers. We just recently had a bar open that's strictly NA booze, and I think that's really cool. And so it's not really a trend. I guess it's a trend, but I just think it's an awesome option because, like I said, I support anyone on their journey and whatever they want to do with booze. So I will say that.
It is a thing with like youngerish generation now that they don't drink, I think, like we did when we were college age.
Blackout. Just drunk,
No,
drunk as you
instead of
can.
drinking, they're vaping. So they just have a different sort of a drug that they're using. That's
Right.
all.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
but I think also they have things like gummies and THC drinks and all other different things that were very illegal and not allowed for us, I think. Well, at least me in the South. We didn't have a lot of that going on. That was kosher.
Oh, it wasn't for us until not that many years ago. So definitely not
Yeah.
younger years. Where are you most assaulted by annoying trends? It's going to be TikTok for me. It's just because I probably watch 80 to 100 TikToks a day, if not more. And Katie gets about 80% of the ones I find funny.
Yeah. Same. No need to say anything else for me.
Karina?
I get assaulted mostly on like Instagram or Threads, but like most of that stuff like does like originate in TikTok. So then it migrates over to there. And I have a TikTok. I don't know. It's too annoying, and my algorithm probably is trash because I don't use it enough. So I only have it if someone sends me a TikTok video. But yeah, those two things. But I just want to quickly mention one of the trends that needs to die. I know like 90s culture is kind of back, but also early 2000s, and it's specifically early 2000s skinny culture. I prefer not to feel like I don't want that back again. I don't want,
No.
90s heroin chic back, and I don't want 2000s, you know, diet culture back. We suffered enough in those days. I don't need it to come back. And even though I'm, late 30s, I don't need to feel bad about myself. So please don't come back. Please die with those Janko jeans.
And
Agreed.
it's funny that you mentioned that like you get things on Instagram like after it's been a thing on TikTok, because one of our friends, they refuse to get TikTok, and it's not you, Sarah.
I was
But
gonna
like
say, stop talking about me.
no, but we'll like we have like a group chat on Instagram, and like I'll get something and I'm like, oh, we saw that like 2 weeks ago.
I like it because you literally say that to me like once a month.
Yeah. But it's not you. I think you know who I'm referencing.
Yes, I know who you're referring to.
Eric and Allie.
It's hard when you don't want to be on, like, because to me, like, I'm on two platforms and that's enough. Like, I get annoyed by enough things on those two. I don't need more.
And where are you annoyed the most, Sarah? Where are you getting assaulted by trends?
I don't know if it's really that. I don't know where. Just the world.
The world.
Good answer.
The world.
And what is a trend you'd like to see going forward? So maybe something that becomes popular in 2026. Karina.
I don't know. I'm also tired of this world. I just want to know less about people in 2026. Remember the days of live journal? Maybe you should go back to that. I truly don't need to know about your everyday lives on your Instagram stories. Let me assure you, while I do enjoy a crash out from time to time, not every day. Seek help, seek therapy, and use live journal or was it dead journal? One or the other, whichever one was free in
Live
the early
journal.
2000s, live journal. Please go back to that. Or write in your journal at home, because I am tired.
I've never even heard of Live Journal, and I mean, I was around in the 2000s. What is it?
It was essentially
It was,
just like almost like a blog, but
yes.
Okay,
essentially it
cool.
was before like you had the opportunity to just like post your every thought on a Instagram or Facebook post.
Yeah, like your friends would, like, it was I wouldn't say more thought out, but it was a more intentional. And because I also had one, I used to like write about my dating escapades back in the 2000s, and my friends loved it. But like, yeah, like that was like, that's where you would go, like, and you would send the link to certain people who wanted to read it, not for the entire world to see, only for the people that maybe cared.
Question. You said it was about your dating in the 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have access to it?
I have no idea. I really should go look for it.
You could make that
And it
into a
wasn't
book.
live journal, because it was dead journal. It was definitely dead journal. And I definitely was using, because I was also in like, I wanted to be Carrie Bradshaw, like 2005, 2006. So I was like
Everybody
talking
did.
about all of my dating escapades and like using initials and like talking mad shit about the men I was dating.
Do you know how great of a book this could be?
It could be. I must find it.
I think you
Hopefully
need
it's
to.
still on the internet somewhere.
It's gotta be somewhere. As long as you remember the login password and what email you used.
Oh yeah, and those men weren't shit anyway, so I wouldn't feel bad, publishing it.
No, you used initials. It's okay.
Yeah.
I did use initials.
Katie, trend you want to see?
I don't know. I don't mean to go political, but just like thinking, I think. Again, I mentioned I'm in the South, and I would just love for some people to start like using their brain. And I hate to say that I hope that's a trend, but it's a tough world down here with family and friends and acquaintances. And I mean, I have my core group, but I just, for the trend, let's just start using our brains. That's that lump 3 feet above your ass, as they said in League of Their Own.
Katie, what's really funny is that on like my Facebook, I think it was like New Year's Day, I said, I hope for many of you in 2026 who learned reading comprehension and critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
I think I immediately liked
That
that.
was
I was
much
like, yep.
more eloquent.
Sarah, trend?
Mine was just being nice.
Oh,
People need to be nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So, I mean, nice when nice is needed so that then we don't have to bitch you out later. If people were nicer,
true.
then the idiots, we wouldn't have to yell at them.
That's okay.
So I'm going that way. I'm not saying that we can't. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes. I feel like
Everyone was a little more nice and understanding of their neighbor in the if they're not being stupid way. It's not coming out right, but you know what I mean.
yes.
No, I get it. Unprovoked rudeness or awfulness is just so unnecessary. Like, I get it.
But provoked,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, there we go. That's the difference. So there's no need for just being nasty all the time. Let's be a little more nice. But if you provoke me, I'm going to say something.
Of course. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you for helping me clarify my trend.
I think I went a little too nice with mine. I said that cupcakes, donuts, and froyo have all had their moments. Let's have cookies get their same treatment. I want cookies to blow up.
Cookies should always be the blow up.
But let's get a bunch of cookie shops.
There's Crumble.
I mean, isn't that
and
Crumble?
Insomnia Cookie.
Well, I want more non-chain ones.
Oh, okay.
I do love Crumble though.
No, I love that. One of my secret desires in life that I'll probably never do is to become a cookie decorator.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things to watch on those apps that we have is people who decorate cookies. It's like so soothing. It's almost like people who wash really dirty rugs. I don't know. It just works for my bones.
Couldn't you do it as a side hustle?
Well, of course, there's like 30 things I could do as a side hustle, but I barely like my main hustle. So I'm going to binge watch shows, read books, and pretend that I'm going to do things in the future.
Fair. Well, this is kind of on trend, but let's talk about New Year's resolutions and what Brendan referred to when he suggested this, unresolutions. So let's start with how many New Year's resolutions did you make for 2026? And would you like to share some of them and the likeliness of them happening? Katie.
This was smart to start with me because I don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't like to set myself up for failure, so 0.
Excellent. Sarah.
I did. I don't really call them resolutions. They're more like guidelines and goals. And I kind of do it more as like a refocusing sort of task. I probably have like 10-ish different things. And it's like how many times I want to work out a week and what my mile goals are for the year and to work less overtime. And obviously my book goals, things like that. So like, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm not going to eat bacon this year.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, that would be a ridiculous one. But yeah, so.
Would it be ridiculous? Didn't you not eat bacon for like the first 20 something years of your life?
It was like the middle 20. I ate it when I was a child and then I found it disgusting. And then in college, I realized I was stupid.
I think it was later in college, but.
And now I love bacon. I ate bacon tonight as part of my dinner.
Excellent. Karina?
I'm definitely more of a goals oriented person. When I do resolutions, I fail at them. So I'm goal oriented. I can share 2 of them. One being, well, I am signed up for it, so I better not fail. The Berlin Marathon in September. So my goal is to finish that. So I think that's a pretty good goal. And then number 2 is to stop with the mass consumerism I partake in when it comes to workout clothing. I have a problem. And as someone who is, I work out, every day. And I don't know if you guys are Pelotoners, but, I have a Peloton.
We're not friends on Peloton?
So, huh?
Are we not friends on Peloton?
I guess not. But yeah, I'm like a hardcore, I'm a legend Peloton. That's my designation.
Who are your top 3 instructors?
top 3 instructors for 2026 was Cody was number 1, obviously. Then it was Mariana and Aditi. So those are my top 3, because Mariana I do a lot of yoga with. Same thing with Aditi, but I also run with Mariana a lot. So I just took a class with her a couple weeks ago. So I went to the studio.
I
So it
think
was really cool.
my 3 were Bradley, Cody, and Wilpers.
I mean, everyone, like, I love Bradley. I love Wilpers too. He's great for Power Zone. But yeah, like, I honestly, when I'm telling you, I have probably about like 200 workout outfits, and this is not a flex. This is a problem, like therapy. So my goal is to like just stop being, like feeling like I'm missing out, like that FOMO of having like the latest and greatest, because fast fashion is bad for the environment and my wallet. And also it's not like Temu, like we're talking like Lulu. Lulu that's not my wallet.
And now you're being Delulu.
Yes, I am Delulu. So yeah, those are my two goals for this year. So yeah.
So I think I had about I have my chalkboard wall in my office. They do say 2026 goals, not 2026 resolutions. So I think I'm in the same boat as the group here. I will share 3 that I think will definitely happen. Publishing a 3rd book. Almost yep. So like halfway done with draft. So hopefully by the end of the year it's ready to go. I want to PR my marathon this year. It'll be marathon number 5.
Nice.
And putting out into the world, I want to get 3 authors on the podcast and interview them. So
nice. I love that.
Katie's already put in the legwork for Jeff Zentner to come on. So Jeff, if you're listening, you'll be interviewed hopefully later this spring before your next book comes
Come
out.
on the pod.
We're fun, I swear.
We so are. Can I jump back in real quick? Because I just thought of this since I said I don't make resolutions. I did have one goal, and it is a result of this podcast specifically. After listening to the last episode, you guys talk about book goals a lot. And one of the funniest questions to me, at least, was talking about reading your physical books that you currently own. I did. I was inspired. I said, I should not be buying physical books and then listening to the audiobook just so I can have the physical book. I have set a goal to read at least 1 physical book per month. So there, I have a resolution or a goal or whatever we're calling it.
We'll call it a goal since we all call them goals.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption.
Nope, very good. What is a resolution or goal you seem to always make, but you never succeed at? And I'll start with, I always want to exercise in miles the year it is. So for last year, I wanted to do 2,025 miles between bike and running. It was the closest I ever came. I think I was right in the 1,800 range at the end of the year. So fingers crossed, 2026.
I jumped on your bandwagon with that, and then I totaled up how many miles I did this year. There's no way. Him and Betsy both had 2,026 miles. I'm like, oh, I'll try to do that too. Yeah, right. Never gonna get there.
So what are you gonna make it if it's not?
No, I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna try. But
okay.
I did realize, like, I often don't turn on my watch when I go for hikes or walks. So I don't quite know that. And I'm going to be doing the Peloton more this year than running. So
Peloton's an easy way to rack up miles.
Yeah. So maybe I have a chance. I mean, I'm not giving up on it on January 5th, but when I actually did the math, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of miles.
Karina?
Honestly, the past like 3 years, I have not met my book goal. I don't know why. I think, dumpster fire of a world we live in, especially, this past year. So I just have been like failing miserably. So yeah, that's embarrassing. And and with all these physical books that I have unread, it's bad. It's bad for me out in these streets.
Katie?
Yeah, so I don't make resolutions, as I mentioned, but I will say I also didn't meet my book goal this past year. But then I started looking at what I read, and I read the entire Dungeon Crawler Carl series.
Oh my God!
It's amazing. Oh my God. I want Princess Donut to be my pet. I just think she's amazing. But anyway, I looked up the page counts on it because I was like, why did I not meet my goal? I feel like I have an audiobook in my ear all the time. And I think the first 7 or 8 books, there's I think one more, but it's something well over 3,000 pages. Like I think 4 of the 7 were over 18 hours long from a
Oh
listening
yeah,
standpoint.
I'm on
So
the
I
last
was
one.
like, well, I spent about 160 hours reading this series, so I guess I'll give myself a little bit of a break. But yeah, I didn't meet my goal.
Glad I
So that's
started out with a 600 pager.
I was gonna say that's interesting. That's interesting with the book goal versus page goal. I just signed up for a different, other than Goodreads, I want to try out a different book tracking app. So I signed up for Storygraph, and you can
Yeah.
choose your goal based on hours read, pages read, or books read. And so I decided, since I'm just trying it out, I was going to do a pages read goal for that one, just to because we need more apps in our life to track books. But
Of course.
Of course.
I have
Is that
thoughts on Storygraph, but I'll save that for not on the pod.
okay, I'll pick your thought. I mean, I wasn't diving into it crazy. I just really want half stars.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh my
uh,
God.
And so, and I'm a designer, so I do like the graphs and stuff that you can see. And so I was just curious what happens. So Goodreads,
my
though, just seems like the way to go. But
Mike, is Storygraph the app that I text you about and
I,
asked if you'd ever used it?
I think so. My answer was no, but maybe this will influence me to check it out.
I was
Especially,
gonna wait to see how it worked before I told you about it, Mike. But then it
got it.
just came out.
All right, I'll kick off this one. What do you find the most annoying resolution? And we've already touched on this. It's dry January.
Yep.
It's not because
Mhm.
it's not because I'm judging you for trying to be healthy or making good life choices. It's the incessant posts about how people failed dry January after posting about doing dry January. It's like a
Oh,
double hit on
interesting.
social media. Make your resolutions. If you do them, great. Don't do them, great. But we don't need to hear both sides of the story. Sarah?
Kind of piggybacking off of that, really giving up anything cold turkey. Like if you're going to say you're not doing booze, you're not going to have sugar or whatever it is. It's just so unrealistic and, in my opinion, kind of unhealthy, which, I mean, I know cutting out booze is healthy, but it's just unattainable and you're just going to fail. To me, you got to wean off of things if you want to get off of things, but to each
Agreed.
their own.
Karina?
Also, not to piggyback off that, but my gripe with like the dry January is when you are doing dry January, not me, because I would never. I love myself too much, and it's just not for me. When you just like that's your entire personality, letting everyone know, yep, I'm doing dry January. I'm doing dry January. Yep, nope, nope, nope. I can't. I nope. Sorry, guys, I can't partake. Like I'll support you in your endeavors, but please, like, don't make that your entire personality for the month of January, because then you just become insufferable. And then apologies to this group too, but then you become like one of the vegans. It's like, yes, I know you're a vegan because you keep telling me you're a vegan every time we have a conversation.
No one here is
So
a vegan, so
Nobody
okay,
here is a vegan.
I didn't
Make it
I'm
know,
sound
but
like
if any of you vegan listeners, no offense, but take offense because I don't care.
I'm gonna piggybacking on the dry January. I know Sarah's watched. Have either of the other two of you watched the show Happy Endings? Oh my
No.
No, I
God.
haven't.
One amazing show, but there's one episode where a bunch of the characters give up booze, and it's a if not the best episode of the series, it's a top 3 because it's just ridiculous thing after ridiculous thing happening. So that's my plug for you two. Watch Happy Endings.
I will. And it's like what, like 2 seasons, right? 2 or 3 seasons, and then it
3?
can't.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
But fantastic show that ended way too soon.
Yes. Okay. On it.
We just have Katie left for annoying resolutions.
Annoying resolutions? Yeah. And I don't mean any offense to anybody, but one of the things that I find really annoying is very general resolutions like be present or make myself a priority or be mindful. Like, I think those are all great things, but I think the point of resolutions is like to be specific. So if you're not digging deep and figuring out like how to be present or how to be mindful or how to make yourself a priority, like I just don't, it feels like a fluff resolution. And again, it may work for some people. I haven't had much luck with resolutions in general, so I don't mean it for any offense, but really dig down. If you're going to make a resolution, make specific resolutions. You guys all gave very specific, examples of your resolution. So I would say that's my annoying one.
All right. And Brendan's plug for the podcast this week. What is something you resolve to not give up or not stop doing in 2026? The unresolution, as he said. I will say my 3. I won't stop talking about running.
You probably loved that one.
I absolutely will not stop fucking swearing. And I will not stop stirring the pot and being sassy.
Love it.
Karina?
I will not stop drinking, not in an unhealthy way, but literally take your dry January shove up your ass. 2, I will also not stop talking about running. It's not my personality. Apologies to no one. And then number 3, I will not stop talking shit and saying what's on my mind.
And you do such a great job of it on Facebook. I love it.
I know. Listen, don't start none, there won't be none, okay?
Like, hey, if you
Oh,
come
I
on my
love it.
timeline, I'm going to tell you what's up.
Exactly.
I'm about to go find y'all on Facebook because it sounds like y'all are right up my alley.
That's why when I said be nice, like it wasn't you guys. Like,
Oh no, I literally took 0 offense. I was like, I know she's not talking about me.
Nope.
So it's okay.
that's to me, that's you guys being nice.
Yeah, we're just telling people how they should act and be like
Yes.
a normal person. And then people come on and say they shouldn't act like that. And we're like, you're dumb.
Yeah, you're dumb, and I'm gonna read you to filth now. So welcome to my world.
Katie, unresolutions?
My ears cracked me up because my first one was I will not stop cussing like a sailor. I will not stop getting on the socials when I'm drunk and speaking my mind to all of the people that I disagree with their political beliefs. That seems to be when I do my best work and then regret it the next day, but that's fine. And then I will also not stop talking shit just out loud in general to anyone that deserves it.
Excellent. Sarah, don't be very nice with yours. I feel like you're going to, but what's your unresolutions?
I like that my first one is taking pictures and talking about my cat.
Oh my god, I do love that though. That's great.
And then we all touched upon this one, but I will not stop drinking booze, eating cheese, and living my life in that way, which
YOLO.
then also goes with the whole I will not stop talking about working out, running, and the cults that I'm in when it comes to working out. And I think that's it. I'll give all the sass to you guys because you guys speak it better than I do. I just kind of kill people with kindness and hope they die.
We need people like you as well.
Yeah, it's called balance.
Yes,
Yeah,
we need the balance.
exactly.
Oh, and also, I won't stop posting about the vacations I go on. Because
Oh, please
Yeah,
keep
please
keep doing it.
don't.
I want to be jealous of your vacations. Okay.
I feel like I motivate people to look at different places to go on vacation.
Yes.
So, coming soon, Saint Martin, the French Riviera, and Paris to Normandy.
Oh my god. Now I'm just gonna be a hater. Be like, he's on vacation again. Why not me?
All right, rapid reaction segment. For our new listeners, if we have anyone new this week, I give 6 topics at random to the 3 guests of the week, and they give their immediate 1-word or maybe sometimes 2-word reaction to the topic. We are going to start with Katie this week.
Oh, great.
McDonald's sweet and sour sauce.
It's my favorite.
Sour Patch Kids.
At the right time, they're okay.
Interesting. Audiobooks with full production.
No.
Little Dogs.
There's one sitting on my lap right now.
Abby Jimenez.
Never read her, but I just bought one of her books.
Oh, you're in for a treat. And Brad Pitt. Circa 90s, 2000s.
Okay.
Then hell yes.
There'll be a theme on every one of your last ones. It'll be a circa late 90s, early 2000s.
All right, good to know.
I apologize for not sticking to the 1 to 2 word answer.
It's
They
fine.
were brief. They're brief answers.
Yes,
You did
brief.
well.
That's how I should describe it going forward. Your briefest answer. Karina,
Mm-hmm. Ready?
audiobooks with a slow narrator.
Fine.
Is you gonna speed them up?
I don't speed up, actually. I just
Re-
deal with it.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm like a 2.25 normally.
Oh no, I do
Whoa.
original speed. I am, again, I'm not, like, there's something wrong with me, clearly, so.
Burger King zesty sauce.
No.
Ooh. Lifesaver gummies.
Love.
Birds as a pet.
Disgusting.
Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Meh.
Whoa.
Okay, listen. I like some of her stuff, not all of her stuff. I'm struggling through one of her books right now.
Which one?
Which one?
It's the one where, like, she thinks the husband's dead, but he might not be dead. I forget the name of it.
One
But
True Love?
literally, like, yes, that one. I'm like,
That wasn't one of my
I really-
favorites.
okay, because
Yeah,
there was one
I'll
of hers
agree with
that I
that.
did love. I think, was it the Seven Wives of
Seven
Evelyn?
Husbands.
Seven Husbands, right?
Close.
I love that book. So I picked up
Gender
this
swap.
one, and I'm like, this sucks. I'll finish it though, because I hate myself.
And Matt Damon. Circa 2000s.
Circa, I hit it.
And Sarah.
Real quick, when you said birds as a pet, I vigorously shook my head no. And I apologize to everyone who has birds as pets, but
I don't. I just, birds, I'm not a fan. Predatory birds in the wild, beautiful. Birds in your house, why?
yeah.
Agree 100% with that statement you just said.
We once hired a driver to take us to JFK for a vacation, and she was telling us on the ride there was someone like in one of the local groups that like people had used before, and she talked about how like her birds had been in the car recently, just flying loose around, and we're like, is there bird shit everywhere?
What? Again, we need to know less about each other.
And like,
Yeah, and no one should ever say loose birds in my car. Ever.
and like also like she was like hacking up the lung the whole time, and like, we're like, does she have COVID? And she's driving us to the airport. Needless to say, we're not going to use her ever again.
No.
Anyways, back to Sarah. Audiobooks with a bad narrator.
I turn it off.
Taco Bell fire sauce.
I've never had it.
Interesting.
You know, I don't eat a lot of fast food.
I thought Taco Bell was the one thing you do sometimes eat.
I haven't had Taco Bell in like 15 years.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Wow.
Starburst jelly beans.
Absolutely delicious.
Regular or the fave reds?
Both, but I love red anything. Like all the red candies are delicious.
Ginger cats.
Amazing. But all cats are amazing.
Emily Henry.
Delight. Love. Wonderful.
And George Clooney. Circa.
Sure. Enjoyable. Sorry, I had to think about what generation. Enjoyable. He always is, though.
As the hint, this was Ocean's 11 inspired. Don't know. Oh, I think they're coming out with another one. I think that's why it was in my head.
Really? They're old now. Enough.
They are pretty old now.
They are.
It could be like the Thursday Murder Club.
Oh.
Ocean's 11.
No,
But
really?
robbing casinos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How will they escape fast enough? No one's going to fit in a cart. They'll break a hip.
No one's gonna fit.
All right. Well, I think that does it for this week's episode discussing Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. I should probably listen to the audiobook or an interview or something. Join us in 2 weeks. We're doing bi-weekly this season.